Okay, well, we're full-time here at Meadow Lane. Wanderers defeated on the road this afternoon, 3-1 against Notts County. Joined by Wanderers manager Mark White. Mark, get your take on the game.
Well, I thought for as good as County were, we were poor actually in individual areas. I thought when you play teams of this level, there's nothing lucky about when Notts County win a game, because everything they do is worked on, everything they do is meticulous. So you've got to make sure that you you get your structure of the team right, and B, individually you've got to win more battles than them. We set the team up to give them a sort of +1 overload, if you like, and that is a mammoth task to give them the ball. That's why they've got, the best possession stats by a mile in the division. Would I do that differently? Again, yeah, probably. I probably would do. So we sort of gave them the ball. When we got the ball back first half, which was, let's face it, quite rare. Our retention of the ball wasn't great. They shut us down in good areas. Individuals, Josh Taylor, George Frankham, all made mistakes on the edge of our own box playing out, and just uncharacteristic ones really. We're really comfortable playing out normally. The second half we went to a back four. We then just we come out just to have a good structure to the team, full press them, make sure the keeper was the only one who could kick the ball, and then we had that. I'm going to say a bit of bad luck. Jason slightly under hits the ball to George, and then George goes to smash it and it ricochets. So bad luck 5 minutes into the second half. And we then sort of get a foothold in the game to a degree. The structure of the team that we changed was working. Introduction of Seeger, it gave us more aggression, to be frank, down that flank. Thought that Ryan done really well. And then we're sniffing really, to be fair. I thought the last third, the quality could have been better, that's for sure. But we're definitely knocking on the door a little bit, and I thought we was restricting County really for sort of that middle part of the second half. And then of course we just over-pressed in the last third, and then they just popped it out to the left centre-back Chicks, and off they went and got their third goal. And there's nothing lucky about if Notts County win a game of football, mate, the way they play. But I do think for as tidy as they are, and they're excellent, and a lot of credit has to go to Luke and his team. For as tidy as they are, we had some uncharacteristic performances today that actually weren't great. We come runners up. No rosette for that. The fans were tremendous. Thanks for coming all this way to watch us and singing right to the end in the driving rain. It's a game chalked off, and we now focus on the remainder.
Just highlighting some of the positives from today, Mark. Jason Pryor off the mark with his first goal since his returns. Great to see that. And I have to say, Tony Craig and Joe Cook for large portions of the game. And I appreciate we're frustrated with maybe some of the individual errors today. But those two, I have to say, throughout, outstanding at the back.
Yeah, really good, yeah. Yeah, really, really good. And it was just those, having that sort of, I guess you could call it agility to constantly pop in and out with the midfielders, deal with the rotations. To be frank, they remind me of us in the 2 leagues below, when we would just week in, week out, keep the ball off teams relentlessly. Sometimes you have to credit the opposition, mate, and the way Notts County play is pretty phenomenal. And
I think we've seen it in both Meadowbank and here today. The best footballing side in the division. I know that's reflected in the stats and where they are, but just there for all to see. Yeah.
I'd imagine they would be in the league above as well. I'd imagine, they're from their point of view, they do what they do really well. I genuinely think that we had boys. We had a few boys that we had to play today that that were struggling to play 2 games back to back, but we didn't want to rush other boys back in the side, so we sort of took the opinion that we'd be second favourites today, and I was really pleased to see Seb do really well when he came on, coming back from injury, and really pleased to see Seeger as well do really well. So I think there's now we've got some time off midweek, because there were some boys today that struggled to go Tuesday, Saturday, that have been injured. So I do feel like now we've got a bit of time off, we can regather the troops. But in some football games, ultimately, if you lose the individual battle as well, then you do come second. And I thought today we did lose too many individual battles. But second half, you're in the game, do you know what I mean, really? And I thought we was encroaching up the field, starting to force errors.
Yeah, as you rightly said, midway through the second half, did start to steady after that kind of early pressure from Knox after the restart.
Yeah, I mean, we had to not be proud about how he was playing. The game was to try and put it on their back three. The back three they're putting out is makeshift today, and we appreciate that. So, I mean, Jason's won all his headers probably. I think he's won everything really. So, we done the right things, and then when it broke down, we then got back on the ball. There's room around the corner, but you have to say there was other times as well when you saw the sort of full-time aspect of them, little things when we get round the corner and their recovery runs were really good. He looks like he's going to get through on goal, third man run, Josh Taylor, and he just get that little recovery run from a midfielder or someone tucking in. So I've got to say, whatever Luke does here with this team, he's a talented manager and he's got a talented coaching team, and sometimes you have to really credit that. But I don't think we had individuals that gave as good account as they could have done, and also think we missed some big players that you do need them out there when you play the big matches. But we're done there, Dan. The fans were brilliant. That's who I appreciate the most today. The fans were just fantastic, who've come from all over, by the way, to see the Wanderers play. And it's going to be a great period coming up, some exciting games, and we have now got a week to really rally our troops and field, if I'm honest with you, what will be stronger teams.
323 was the number of travelling Wanderers fans. Wow. I think after Woking, actually, that's our highest on the road this season. So again, kudos to them coming out for a later game. It's on the TV, of course, and with the rain pouring down in the second half as well.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, 323 away fans, mate. I mean, it's just fantastic, mate, on a TV game as well. So, I think we weren't expected to get anything. You get that dream start, typical Wanderers on the break goal. And we just let Namanti, the 11, I just thought we didn't deal with it. Joe Cook's had a good game, but for me, Joe and Nicky, between them, Joe was a sort of spare man in that situation, and we had to just shuffle over, be tighter. He gave us a few warnings, and it's these little fine margins, mate, to be fair. But listen, the best team won, for me, and I think if their shooting boots are on, they might have even had a better day than that, to be fair, at times. But I do think, we gave a good account at times, but the quality in the last third was not great for us today. But we'll learn from that, and we hate losing. We hate it. Everyone hates it, don't they? And it's not. It don't matter where you go. You don't want to come second. So, for me, I've learned a lot about the players today. I've learned a lot about some individuals that stepped up to it, and a few that stepped away from it, and that's what I'll take into the next matches.
We go again. We've got a week off, as you said, and then we're back next Saturday away at York, back on the road again. Mark, thanks for your time,
Cheers,
and we'll see you next Saturday.
Cheers, mate. Thanks, mate.